Guys, my name is Temir. I'm from Central Asia. I live in Germany for over 20 years now. I'm a chemical engineer, and today I want to talk with you about AMAROK. I've got several years of experience in martial arts. For several years I met AMAROK. It was for me a pleasure to meet him. It was a pleasure for me to get know to this technique and the way of life. Maybe it's very important to explain first what is AMAROK for me. When I first met AMAROK, I told you before, I had got several years of experience with martial arts, and of course you learn a lot of techniques. You learn how to throw people, you learn how to block, you learn how to catch, maybe you learn even wrestling, because where I came from we have got a very nice and old wrestling culture, so it's quite normal that when you grew up you wrestle everybody and you try to beat down people. To find AMAROK, it's very important that you have got an inner deep voice of yourself. It's calling for something, and it's very, very difficult to find out what is it, what the deeper voice of you is calling for. I don't know why, and it was for me a very nice experience when the first time I meet AMAROK, I stand before this grandmaster, and several seconds it was for me sure that that is what I want. It was a very deep experience to hear about AMAROK, to know what is AMAROK stands for. And AMAROK stands for an old ethnic cultural martial art, and it has got very deep connections with the people from this culture maybe, and in this case very deep connections to me. You can see it and you can feel it when you do AMAROK. It's not just the techniques you try to make, it's much more maybe philosophical, or maybe it's about the explanation why you do several things, and to get an answer, and not just, for example, to give a punch just because it's a punch, but to get the feeling about why you make a punch. Or for example, in AMAROK we use a lot of techniques with swords. And it's not just holding the sword in your hands, it's much more about the mental status you have to take to feel the sword, to feel the cold steel, to take the mental situation of looking at your opponent or looking at your, I say, enemy, to have this situation of winning or losing. It's an instant transformation. The way you start to make AMAROK, the instant you feel to be another person. We use techniques of sword, but it's much more than the technique. It's more about the mental training, to be in the status, for example, to be able to look at your opponent and to kill him. It's just kill or be killed. And that's, I think, the main difference between the other techniques or the other martial arts I till now used. Martial arts, everybody has got several pictures of it, but martial arts is maybe the wrong word for AMAROK. It's much more bigger, it's much more greater, it's much more deeper in the feelings. It's a complete whole way of life. From the instant second you say, I'm doing now AMAROK, you feel your breath is changing, your view of several things is changing, you get, your eyes just don't focus on one thing, you have got a wide eye range, your ears start to hear, and the whole sensing of every part of your body is changed. And it's a very nice experience, for example, when you ride a horse, and you have got some bow in your hand and you feel the wooden bow. You feel the strains when you try the bow, and you feel the rhythm of the horse, and that's something, the censoring of several small pieces of everything, sensing the wood of the bow, the riding of the horse, sensing the wind, hearing the voices, focusing on everything, being one part of everything. It must grow in yourself. It's a procedure. It's not something you can get. It's a procedure you must get know to yourself very, very well, to know what you are. And after this procedure of knowing yourself very well, It's possible, it is possible that you can get in touch with AMAROK. But I can for sure say for myself, it was very, very important that first you must know yourself and then you can have a connection to AMAROK. Otherwise, it's no martial art where you can go open a school or dojo and try several techniques and then you say, I feel AMAROK. It's completely not that. Thank you very much.